Okay, welcome. This is Dave here, and here I begin my broadcast today, Real Politic Radio, the show I've continued from way back in the day, like I was explaining. Yeah, I've entitled this one, The Left is a Bunch of Classist Loons. And I really mean, like, on a personal level, because I know a lot of people come across sounding proper politicians and so forth when they talk. Let me see if I can angle this better. There we go. Get some light on that. Um, because I heard AOC say once in a speech, she understands how people can't just pull themselves up by their bootstraps, and that's of course a reference to Baron von Munchausen, the guy that the Munchausen's by proxy syndrome is named after. And AOC was explaining in the speech, accounting for many homeless people that can't do anything about their situation, that people can't seem to just pull themselves up, by their bootstraps in a situation. I understand her and that some people speak fairly about it, but I was thinking back, to my college years. I once heard Walter Williams sitting in for Rush Limbaugh on the Rush Limbaugh show, and he was talking about social mobility in America, and they had done a study. Sociologists had done a study on social mobility, and after I heard him talk about it, I said, wow, that was like a lot of interesting data. So I emailed him, said, could you tell me what that source is again? And it was in Jewish World News Review or something. We had an article about social mobility in America. Social mobility is one of the great things about our country. The study had followed individual people throughout many years to watch how they move across class lines. Because typically, service industry jobs, our college students are people just starting out in the workforce, and they might move up later to bigger and better things, and that's typically what happens if they're attending college. They move up bigger and better things, and that's what social mobility is. We don't have a caste system where we're stuck in one class permanently. Communism, where there's a proletariat and there's a hidden upper, or there's an upper echelon over everything. These people on the left, at personal level, can be such pricks and loons. Seriously, if you're an upstart like me and trying to do anything, they most certainly look down their nose at you for thinking that you, of all people, could ever rise up from anyone else. Obviously, this capitalist system of ours is broke. You can't obviously do anything, right? Seriously. If once you're in the poor class, you're there forever, right? You'll never actually make anything of yourself. Capitalism doesn't work. Wow. Seriously. It's such a snobby attitude that it just leads me to have to come on here and talk. I'm open here for calls. We don't have any yet. I reference also, recently played on and recorded an album with some guys, and it's Hala Foresight. And I was contemplating recently. I wonder if how can we say this? I wonder why it's so opposed in certain ways, or why the thing doesn't really take off all that well. Is there some imagine even if there's an Illuminati or a secret society group in opposition to it, why or what was done wrong here that it doesn't have the kind of following. It's just, I mean, not to go to reptilian theory or anything, as if the reptilians, which we know to be demons, are against it. It's it encounters such opposition. I just wonder. It could be just the very thing that I'm saying, which is if you're not seen as the upper crust, people will not be all that thankful about you trying to move up, especially if they're entrenched in the left, where you're supposed to view capitalism as a failure where no one can do that, and instead you say the opposite is true. So, I don't think our album has like a reptilian or demonic look or feel to it. I think it's just quite the opposite. It's very homegrown and stuff, and it seeks to move up from where we were sitting. So it's going to take heat, from record companies and from people who already generate a big income from the music. I'm not saying it has no support. If you can see it from my end, we just wonder, what's going on out there. So, there's so much competing music and so many releases these days too. That's another factor. The competition is huge. So, anyway, I just wanted to come on and talk about social mobility. I don't think that article is worth finding anymore. It's so old, the Walter Williams one, but it definitely followed certain individual people through their life over a period of years and demonstrated that social mobility exists. Now, a lot of homeless people now and people who are having a problem, they might have obstacles that college students don't have, like a criminal record, or maybe COVID-19 or something really got back at you hard, really got at you hard or something. I don't know. Another interesting topic that came up recently was a friend of a friend posted Facebook, and my friend on Facebook reposted it. They were talking about that one drug remedy for COVID-19, HCQ. Can I see both articles here? Yeah, I can. Hydroxychloroquine. There you go. Hydroxychloroquine. I'm not used to saying it. I guess a lot of this concern over right censorship of Republicans, and I'm correcting from my previous broadcast, I guess it is going on to a certain extent. There's been some complaints by PragerU and so forth. Information has been suppressed, I guess, about this drug, and has been suppressed on various social media platforms. But my friend of a friend, his name is Todd here, was saying if HCQ is given instead of waiting for the vaccine as a 91 to 96% cure, then the Democrats lose the ability to push vote by mail. That's one reason they don't want it. And he says that they don't have the ability to vote by mail, the big portion of their plan to cheat is thwarted. They need to vote by mail to tamper with the election results. End quote. So he's postulating, and I think he's trying to say that Democrats want to tamper with election results by pushing for a vote by mail, by scaring people with the COVID-19 against going to the polls. Because when you go to the polls, you're in person, and the contact can make it so that disease is passed between people. Okay. Whereas if they get an effective drug out, that would stop the statistical rise of the disease and the need to stop in-person polling, and make it so the Democrats cannot push for vote by mail, because he thinks they're going to try to tamper with the election. People will try to cheat and add votes on by mail, because you can't. Maybe that's possible to do. I don't think that way, but see, this is the kind of thing that I would never have thought of unless someone told me that that's possible, that could go on. That's really far out. He says, okay, so they will do anything to stop its distribution. He means the drug, even if it means thousands of deaths that could be avoided. So, yes, we see the suppression of information on one hand, and this, I have this article here which is helping me get to it. It's CBN, the Christian Perspective, CBN News. The title is "Killing Free Expression: Tech Giants Block Doctors Reporting Effective Treatment for COVID." Okay, so this is the best article I've seen on the suppression of information and what's going on. It's probably connected to what I was saying about Zuckerberg having a problem before Congress, which means the U.S. House of Representatives. That is probably what that is. That's probably the connection there. So I stand a little bit corrected. I was just saying I don't know what that's about, man. Okay, so now I know. I think there could be a leftist push to stop that information from going out. It's because Trump once mentioned, Trump once referred to this drug as a possible treatment, and people are so crazy against Trump, they don't like Trump's ideas, so they push against it. Or it could be the mail-in fraud theory, mail-in vote fraud theory. That's an interesting theory. Was there something else I wanted to get to? Well, this friend of friend is talking about the vaccine versus that particular drug. The HCQ is a malaria drug, and even Trump's head doctor, Fauci, I think his name is, he was even saying he doesn't think that this thing is all that effective. But in this article, it says, despite a reputable recent major study and new report from Yale epidemiological expert that verifies the potential efficacy of hydroxychloroquine, tech giants are censoring the message. It seems HCQ has become a politically incorrect drug among the mainstream news media and big tech simply because President Trump wants to refer to it as a possible treatment. Okay, so thanks for the likes here. That's all I really had. Well, let me see. I got comments from X1689. Let me see. Oh, wait. I'm not trying to mute you. Don't worry. Hold on. I'm trying to see your comments. Let me see. I'm still getting used to Periscope, so I really appreciate trying to scroll down, scroll to bottom. Oh, yeah, I can see your comments. I'm sorry, buddy. Do we have to talk about your topic? No. No. Yes, I can see your comments. No, we don't have to talk about my topic. We don't have to talk about that topic. If you wanted to call in, I'm not sure I can answer what you want me to talk about. I only know things from my point of view, so we don't have to talk about social mobility. We don't have to talk about HCQ. So okay, let me see. You're right back. Okay. I don't know how much longer I can stay on. It's gonna be dead air until Johnny tries to call in. Well, I can see if there's anything good on Twitter here. I'm gonna end this recording here.